America, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but you came from the original custody battle. Did you know that? It's kind of a hard truth. Um, there was a custody battle to see who was going to keep you, and it was between the colonials in Great Britain. So, who won? The battle was for a long time. America, I mean, America, you became America because of that custody battle. You knew what was best that gave birth to a nation, one that I'm proud of. But this custody battle came at very high cost, and it took years to accomplish what they wanted. But the majority of it happened in Philadelphia, but began north of there. So, little known fact, America, what are you doing? You were given a good foundation. You were given an opportunity. You were given choices. What happened to that? Land of the free, home of the brave. Well, you wouldn't have the birth of America without Bucks County, Pennsylvania. It's a little town. It's a little county that gets almost no recognition for all the important works that have happened uh, that made America America. They don't know how much treasure they have hidden in Bucks County. Bucks County doesn't even know what it has. A little thing I found out during COVID that there's a whole missed opportunity of revenue stream that Bucks hasn't tapped into. I mean, I see almost $1 billion industry that's untapped just for being the parent of America. It's canal. It's five towns closest in the lower Bucks County, the last parts of the canal. Just those five towns could bring in millions. I mean, at least five per town. If there were tours and it was set up right, and we could uh, utilize the areas and talk about what is gone unnoticed for so many years through the canal and through its systems and through its history and through the locks and then through the different towns up and down uh, Bucks County, from Upper Bucks to Lower Bucks. These are all missed opportunities to just tell America where it got its foundation from, and it's not a lie. It should be something that should be incorporated in the tourism of Philadelphia and this country, of its foundation, and nobody knows about it. I got the pleasure of doing self-guided tours for myself. I've gone up and down the canal so many times by walking for exercise. But during COVID, I took a different look at the same path I've been traveling on the same for all those years. I took a different look at the same places that I've walked past, and I dove deeper into them, like the fort I found that was there in Washington's Crossing, and just that one spot alone was like, man, this is if Bucks kind of knew how to phrase, what they have along the canal and the importance of the fort and things like that. That should be like a national landmark. There should be so much attention. Like you could see the primitiveness of what these soldiers went through back in the 17, 16, 1500s. Um, it's such a primitive fort, but it should be, there should be lights on it. There should be, cameras on it. There should be tourism towards it. There should be people visiting it. That should be part of the the Philadelphia experience. You're going to experience Philadelphia. You got to experience Bucks, and let me show you the 5 or 6 towns closest to Philadelphia that would bring in the most revenue because of its location to Philadelphia, and how, this is the most, this was the important part back in the day of how America became America. Um, it was done off of their backs. So then there's Doylestown, and then there's the art museum, and then there's the town museum, and then there's so many different things that aren't being drawn attention to. I feel like if Bucks let me help them turn over the stones that they have in their own yard, I think that we could make a definite business venture where we can bring tourism and up that, and create jobs, create a new tourism industry within Bucks that's satellited off of all those little spots that are so important to what made Bucks County, or what made Philadelphia what it was, back in the day. So, I really feel like Bucks is a missed opportunity um, to really showcase its foundation and show that, hey, listen, I don't mind saying this. I'll say it for the point of this video, but hey, listen, without us, you wouldn't be you. Philadelphia wouldn't be Philadelphia without Bucks County. And then so on. I'm from Philly. I don't mind bragging. I don't mind saying this is, look, this is what we got. Um, so we have an opportunity to, create, I think like $1 billion industry of tourism within Bucks County if we could really share how much history that we have. And the thing is that, like I said, I don't know if I said it, all the years I've lived in Lower Bucks, I had no idea about these little places within Bristol, within Yardley, within Newtown, within New Hope, within Washington's Crossing, within Titusville, within Morrisville. Um, there's so much there, and each one of those could be a multi-million-dollar tourist attraction. Um, I would have appreciated to know this information. Yes, we have the commercialized version going on in Philadelphia right now as we speak. But let's get people out of the city and let's show them who made that happen. So it's a good educational. I think it would be great for schools. I think it would be great for the economy. I think it would be great to boost the tourism business in Bucks County. It would create jobs, homes, livelihoods. I mean, why not showcase who we are? I almost feel like Bucks County is ashamed of who they are, or they don't want to stand up, next to their big brother Philadelphia or Montgomery County. Like, I feel like Bucks County is like afraid to grow or to branch out, or to make that money. And if this idea turns into a multi-billion-dollar industry, well then good. Then I've done my job. But I think that the world should know, because if I'm giving myself a self-guided tour thinking, wow, well, how much better would this be if there was a real guided tour? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm nobody, and I'm making these videos, and I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm a hack at it. And I'm learning, and I'm seeing, and I'm observing what was here. And I'm fascinated by it. So if I'm fascinated by it, other people got to be fascinated by it. They just don't know it yet. They don't know what we have to discover. Could it be more like a mystery thing, solving different areas or whatnot, and learning about the dairy farms and the industries that were going on in each one? Each individual has its own character and charm and beauty. And that's what's the nostalgic part of Bucks County isn't showing about Bucks County. Um, I've always tried to be positive about everything, and I try to be as honest as possible. But I just think that if they kind of like thought outside the box, I don't know who's running their tourism and whatnot for Bucks County, but I feel like there's a huge missed opportunity all up and down Bucks, where you know it could be, it should be on the map. It should be worth seeing. We should spread the word. We should open up the doors. Figure out a way to showcase who Bucks is and where its important beginnings for this country began. And that's the missed opportunity. I feel like Bucks hasn't is covering up. Kind of, they're not showcasing, you know, the importance of Bristol and the Industrial Revolution. I remember reading one sign, I think, a couple of years back when I was there last, and it showed Bristol and how it was all divided, and then, you know, the different industries that were happening within Bristol. Like it was very, very, very important to the livelihood of Philadelphia. Um, but they're not showcasing those things. It should really be a place of interest for all Americans, and anybody who visits Philly should definitely be up and down Bucks County as well, because it's just as important. And I'm not discounting Montgomery or uh, any of the other counties in there. I'm just saying the county that I've been involved with for so long. I just wanted to give something back, or hope that they can see the positivity that I see within this important county that I love. So I can't always say negative. I won't, and I got to say something positive. But there's a lot to be done. Go visit Bucks County. If they don't want to tell you, I'll tell you. Go see these small towns in Fairless Hills and in Humeville and in around New Hope and Lahaska, even in Lower Makefield where I lived, between Yardley and between the canal and um, there's a giant food store in Lower Makefield. There's a tiny little village, and it's almost all run down. I'm thinking, why is this little town here? And there was a sign across the way. There was an old tavern there. So that means it was a little tiny little rundown town. It looks dilapidated. I think it's all boarded up. That should be like a landmark. That should be where people are seeing that little place in Lower Makefield, right between the triangle of Heacock and right around the corner from Shady Brook Farms. Um, that should be a tourist attraction. That should be open up, and that should be a village, and they should be showing people about, what life was like back in that time. And that little tiny village is still there. That could be re uh, rejuvenated and made it into a tourist thing. I mean, there's so much that could be done, but everybody's hoping that tourism comes. But I'm saying, let's find a point that we want to get the tourism to come in, and then educate people, and then make some money along the way. How fun is that?